Hello, and thank you for taking the time to find out more about the Lower Thames Crossing local refinement consultation. This film will give you an update on some localised changes that we have made to our plans following our extensive community impacts consultation last year, and before we submit an application for a development consent order. This is not an exhaustive account of the refinements, rather we're providing you with an overview of some of the more notable elements in Kent. There are many ways that you can find out more or get in touch to ask specific questions, and I'll give you more details on those in a moment. But first, let me introduce myself. My name is Claire Donnelly, and I'm the lead architect for the Lower Thames Crossing. We're also joined by British Sign Language interpreter, and these films will be fully captioned. We'll start with a brief introduction of the Lower Thames Crossing project and explain why it is needed. We'll then explain why we are consulting before going through some of the proposed changes. And before we finish, we'll quickly run through how you can give us your feedback. But before we get going, we want to let you know where you can find out more information. All of the information is available on our dedicated consultation website. You can also ask for printed copies of the consultation documents to be delivered to your home free of charge, or you can pick up copies at one of our events at our libraries near our proposed route. We'll cover these again at the end and highlight the different ways you can have your say. If you have any questions, you can speak to someone on a one-to-one basis by booking a telephone callback from a member of our team, or come along to one of our consultation events near you. Firstly, let me explain what the Lower Thames Crossing is. It is a proposed new road and tunnel called the A122 Lower Thames Crossing. It would connect the A2 and M2 in Kent, passing through a tunnel underneath the River Thames before linking to the A13 in Thurrock and junction 29 of the M25 in the London Borough of Havering, just north of the Thames. It would be approximately 23 kilometres long, with a 4.25 kilometres of this in tunnel. This would be located to the east of the village of Chalk on the south side of the Thames and to the west of East Tilbury on the north side. Why is it needed? So for more than 50 years, the only road across the River Thames east of London has been the Dartford Crossing. It is a critical part of the country's road network, connecting communities and businesses south and north of the river and providing a vital link for nearby major ports that distribute goods throughout the rest of the UK. It is often congested and it regularly carries more vehicles than it was originally designed for. When accidents and incidents occur, it can lead to up to 5 hours of traffic for it to clear. The Lower Thames Crossing would offer an alternative route across the Thames. It would provide a number of benefits to local communities while enabling businesses to operate more effectively and improving access to housing, jobs, leisure and retail opportunities on both sides of the river. Your feedback has been vital with helping us shape the project so far, to reduce the impact on your community and the environment, as well as maximising the benefits. We have undertaken a record-breaking programme of consultation to help us get the design right, and following our extensive community impacts consultation in 2021, we are now holding this non-statutory local refinement consultation. We want your feedback on some localised changes we are proposing to make to the project before we submit an application for a development consent order. During our community impacts consultation in 2021, we asked a number of questions to understand the level of support for different elements of the project on areas such as the project's impacts and mitigation, changes since the previous consultation held in 2020 and called the Design Refinement Consultation, order limits, which is the area we need to build and operate the new road, and the You Said We Did document, a summary of the feedback we've received in the past and how we've responded to it. We received over 3,000 responses, and you can find detailed information on how we responded to it in the You Said We Did document on our website. But now we're going to run through some of the key changes we are proposing in Kent following that feedback. Firstly, there is an area of Southern Valley Golf Course which was previously identified for temporary use during construction. We now propose to permanently acquire this area, the shaded area on the map here, marked number 5. This additional area is 8 hectares in size and would form part of a wider provision of open space land in the area to the east of Gravesend. This area will be now 92 hectares in total and provide landscape space for public recreation. We are also proposing to relocate some of the compensatory woodland planting, which was previously proposed for north of Shorn Ifield Road, to fields to the south of Shorn Ifield Road. You can see the area marked as number 1 on the map here, but if you zoom in, you can see a little more detail. Here, you can see the original proposal in light blue with the new proposed areas in darker shaded blue. This woodland is being provided as part of a wider area of planting to compensate for the losses to ancient woodland resulting from the construction of the utilities and highways working areas in the A2-M2 corridor. This specific area of planting is being relocated to avoid any impact on archaeology linked to a newly discovered medieval settlement just north of the road, and to maintain existing views for residents.